Yo, what's up guys? 𝐀𝐤𝐮𥦗 here, and in this video we are going to discuss the current problem with cast fashion. I've been meaning to make this video for a while. I recently got into cast fashion maybe I'd say maybe 7 or 8 months ago. Whenever my first cast day was, it really inspired me to look deeper into cast fashion, which was something that honestly I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to. I saw some really nice looks, but I never thought I would get into making those looks myself. I think I made maybe one cast look before that, and it was very mid. We're over 2 years into the game being up, and the amount of cast fashion that we've gotten since the game has launched has been, yeah, I think everyone knows what I'm going to say. We definitely don't get anywhere near enough cast fashion in this game, and a while back there was a question in the NGS headline asking if they were planning on making more cast and type 1 outfits, and long story short, they basically said no because they wanted to make outfits that appeal to what's played the most in game, which of course is type 2 humanoid. But honestly, I feel like I know a lot of people who play casts, and more I'm meeting more cast players or noticing that some of my friends have looks that look so close to being humanoid. I never realized they were cast after playing together for months, even a year. But anyway, let's actually take a look at the cast fashion that we've received in NGS. I'll leave a link to this below because this website is absolutely amazing. All right, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Yes, I'm blind, I'm not that blind, but this shows us the images a little bit better. So in New Genesis, here are the current heads that we have. Currently we have type 1 cast heads, which aren't bad, but we do have a lot of repeats. And it looks like a lot of those repeats are when the mission pass started, so that's actually really good. I was looking at that a little funny because we did get repeats, but they pretty much gave these out during the mission passes, which unfortunately means that some things are unavailable because they may have only been available in the mission pass, a variant of them. We have the Demon King head. I remember when this came out, this was a huge deal because we hadn't really had any distinctly unique cast heads like that. We have more on the mission pass. This one, the 𝐒𝐤𝐮𝐦𝐚 head. This one came out with quite a few SG scratch tickets, so I'm pretty sure you'll see that again. The only thing with SG scratch tickets that's a little unfortunate is if you don't find the item you're looking for, then you can't buy it on the personal shop. All right, we have a couple of variants of this head, but still, realistically, if you look at it, there's a lot of very similar ideas with the cast heads we're currently looking at. We have more from SG Scratch, more on AC Scratch, so now we're getting into more unique and distinct looking ones. So some of these we've seen before, but like this one, the 𝐂𝐿 head and criminal head. We have the Demon King in the mission pass. So, I mean, realistically, we've got some pretty cool heads for type 1 cast. The more that I'm looking at it, the more that I'm realizing that we have a lot. Again, a lot of repeats, but I didn't realize that there were this much, and they're so different and unique. But I think, again, back to the SG thing, I think the main problem with these is, yeah, we have a wide variety, but if it's in the mission pass, you have to hope that it comes around again, which, I mean, we do get a lot of things on repeat, as you guys have seen this head a million times now. But the ones that are with SG, there's no sure way to know that you're going to get that item unless you pull enough on an SG scratch to get a selector ticket. The 𝐀𝐤𝐮𝐥𝐥𝐬 head. But yeah, we're starting to near the bottom of the list. We've got some really cool stuff. The 𝓊𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓼 head. So I was digging through this to see if we had any type 2 heads. Or I guess type 2 maybe just gets hairstyles. And for type 2 in particular, I'm seeing things like this that look a little more cybernetic. I may be missing something, but I'm not seeing any heads that are specifically type 2 cast. All right, let's look at body parts. So we're gonna start with type 1 body parts here. And noticing this, like a lot of these I see people currently using. So it looks like some of the earlier ones are some that players really held on to. But for a while, the body parts are a lot of repeats. I'm seeing a lot of repeats here. And yeah, we saw repeats before, but I felt like there were a few more things in the middle. Like you'd see a couple in a row and then you'd see a couple of different things, but maybe I was just looking at it differently. The 𝓊𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓼 body is really nice. This set is really appealing. So we have some very similar, but also like very distinctly different body types or body parts. This body's really good, but again, SG, which is actually hilarious because there are a lot of cast parts that I want now that I'm getting into it, but I can't get them because they're SG. So I just have to hope that they come back around. If only trading was a thing. All right, let's look at type 2. So type 2 bodies. I already see a lot more variety just right off the bat. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. So we're getting a couple of repeats here, but we are getting some really unique looking bodies. Again, another really good one that's SG. The Nightmare set's very good. This is one of the ones that I really want. Let's see the Soulless body. But yeah, so you have, I feel like you have a wide variety, or like at least they all look very unique compared to one another when it comes to the type 2 bodies. Like there's a lot of really good type 1 cast bodies, but I felt like they all, or a lot of them, looked very, very similar. Yeah, even just scrolling through, I see a lot more like differences, so I think type 1 needs some love even in the cast category. Wow, I've never taken the time to actually look at it this deep, so. All right, we are on arms. So the arms are all pretty different. Of course, you have the repeats, which go along with the mission pass and things that the other parts follow the same pattern. But the arms are really nice. I think all of these arms look very good. I've never really taken the time to just look at T1 cast arms since I don't play T1 cast. But just the arms by themselves, wow. Some of them look so cool. The 𝐒𝐤𝐮𝐥𝐥𝐬 arms. So we have a lot of SG ones, but it looks like quite a few really unique ones are in AC. And I know they're the same sets. They're all corresponding sets in each category. But for certain sets, I only like certain parts. Like there are certain sets where I love the arms, but I don't like the body or the legs. Or I love the body and I love the legs, but I hate the arms. Which is another cool thing about casts. All right. So now we are at type 2 arms, pretty much the same thing, just the type 2 variant. I guess what you would assume the type 2 variant to be. These are really good. I feel like with type 2, more of the ones that I personally like are in the SG scratches. Or mission pass. And now onto the legs. So type 1. The legs definitely kind of feel like how the arms did. And they all feel a bit more unique than the bodies. I feel like the type 1 bodies were very similar to one another. Very nice legs in all categories for type 1. Mission pass legs. The only thing that would be a little frustrating there is if you played for a while, you get a lot of repeats, but buy into account. With the AC ones, the SG ones, all of them are very good. Yes, okay. Here's some of the more recent ones. Now for type 2. So let's see. Yeah, they're all very unique compared to one another as well. Of course, we got our repeats. These, oh, the heartbreak. And they're an SG scratch, so hopefully they come back one day. Crossing my fingers. Sega, please. Please, Sega, please. Some of the type 2 legs are a little weird, but then you have some legs like these that are just outstanding. I see most people I know who use type 2 cast using these legs nowadays. But yeah, I mean, realistically, the amount of cast parts we get in comparison to any layering wear, let's just look at innerwear. Let's just look. Compared to legs. So I would say that we have about the same amount of innerwear as we do for variants of cast parts. I don't know how I could determine that. I guess I could count it. But I don't want to do that, so we're just guessing. We're just looking and guessing. Well, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say on that subject. I love the cast parts that we do get. I think we take a lot of W's when it comes to getting cast parts when we do get them. However, the amount of cast parts in the game is extremely minimal, and I really would like to see that fixed. I don't see anywhere near the same amount of repeats in base wear and things like that, like I see with parts from cast. And yeah, you can mix and match parts, so it's a little bit different, but still there is a slight comparison there when it comes to variety. All right, well, cast, I hope I was able to give you guys a voice. What do you guys think about the cast parts that we get? Do you like what we currently get? Do you not like cast parts that we've gotten so far? And do you feel like we have enough of them? Because, I mean, I could tell you the answer is probably going to be no. But yes, stay comfy, everyone. Give us more cast parts, Sega, please.